Able to see the screen? Yeah, please respond. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So I'm starting the class now. So in these revision classes, you have to ask doubts, you have to interact. Okay. So here first I am going to revise the first unit. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Sir, class. Class is there. Yeah, students. So all of you take a notebook and practice the problems. Okay. All of you take a notebook. Yeah. Are you able to see the screen? Yeah, students respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Kirchhoff laws. First topic is Kirchhoff laws. Okay. So here in Kirchhoff law you have KCL and KVL. What is meant by KCL? Kirchhoff's current law. Kirchhoff's current law. So Kirchhoff's current law states that the algebraic sum of currents meeting at a node is equal to 0. The algebraic sum of currents meeting at a node is equal to 0. So let us say this is a node. Okay. So we have this node. So let us take this is a node which is represented by the node n. So let us take this is a node n. Okay, node n. So here what are the currents which are meeting at this node? So I1, I2, I3, I4, I5. So here I1, I2 are the incoming currents, I3, I4, I5 are the outgoing currents. Now here, so I1, I2 are the currents entering the node. Okay, I1, I2 are the currents entering the node. I3, I4, I5 are the currents leaving the node. Now here, how to take the sign? So here, all the currents entering at a node. See here, all the currents entering at a node, take negative sign. Okay, so all the currents entering at a node take negative sign. All the currents leaving the node. So leaving means take positive sign. Entering currents take negative sign. Leaving currents take positive sign. Now let us write the KCL for this here. Apply KCL at this node. So KCL equation for the above diagram is minus I1 minus I2 plus I3 plus I4 plus I5 is equal to 0. Okay. So here this is the KCL equation at a node n. So here this is the node n. So I1, I2 are the currents entering the node. I3, I4, I5 are the currents leaving the node. So you can see the direction of the arrow. Okay. If you see the direction of the arrow, so I1, I2 are the currents entering the node. So they are taken as negative. Follow this notation. This is very important. So I1, I2 I have taken negative sign. Here I3, I4, I5 are the currents leaving the node. So take positive sign. So always take the currents entering at a node as negative sign, and currents leaving the node with positive sign. Okay, minus I1 minus I2 plus I3 plus I4 plus I5 is equal to 0. So this is the KCL equation at this node N. Is it clear? If it is clear, I will go for KVL. And you have to do the problems. Now coming to KVL. So what is KVL? Kirchhoff's voltage law. So what is KVL? Kirchhoff's voltage law. It states that the algebraic sum of voltages in a closed loop is equal to 0. Here you can see here algebraic. Algebraic means it will consider the positive and negative sign. So the algebraic sum of voltages in a closed loop is equal to 0. Now coming to sign convention. So here for voltage drop, see here, for voltage drop in the loop, take negative sign. Okay, voltage drop, if there is a voltage drop, take negative sign. For voltage rise in the loop, take positive sign. So if there is a voltage drop, take negative sign. If there is a voltage rise, take positive sign. Now let us see this loop. Okay, so Vs is the voltage of the battery or the DC source. S stands for source. So here Vs is the supply voltage or source voltage. You can see the positive terminal and negative terminal. Okay, you can consider, for this you can take the example of a battery or a DC source which you have seen in the laboratory. For a DC source you have positive terminal and negative terminal. See here, large line indicates a positive terminal, small line indicates negative terminal. So here this is a DC voltage source, and here it is connected in series with the 3 resistors. So you can take this as R1, this is R2, this is R3. So R1, R2, R3, 3 resistors are connected in series, and I is the current flowing through these resistors. So here, if the resistors are resistors, right? You can see here. Now here, when a current flows through a resistor R1, there will be a voltage drop according to Ohm's law. So according to Ohm's law, you know that V equal to IR. So here V equal to IR. So where V is the voltage across the resistor, which is directly proportional to the current flowing through it. So V is proportional to I, and V equal to IR. So you know this one. So here, when a current flows through a resistor, there will be a voltage drop. So here, plus minus indicates voltage drop.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Any problem?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Accept this, request accept this.
You cannot see the screen.
No, sir. I request accept in class join your admin.
Okay. So I admitted.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now here, so when a current flows through a resistor, there will be a voltage drop. So V1 is the voltage drop across the resistor R1, and this voltage drop is given by I into R. Okay. So here voltage drop here plus to minus drop. Plus to minus indicates voltage drop. Again here plus indicates voltage drop. Plus minus indicates voltage drop. So here V1, V2, V3 are the voltage drops in the resistors R1, R2, and R3 respectively. Okay. So here understand this diagram. So we have a voltage source. So positive terminal, negative terminal, and here when in the circuit is closed, current will be flowing through the circuit. So here I is the current flowing through the R1, R2, R3 resistors. So when a current flows through a resistor, there will be a voltage drop. So here voltage drop is indicated with plus to minus. means voltage drop. Here you can see here, if you see this voltage source, minus to plus, voltage rise, plus to minus, voltage drop. Again here in this resistor also there will be voltage drop, plus to minus. In this resistor also there is a voltage drop V3. So voltage drop is indicated with plus followed by minus. When you traverse in the direction of this current in this loop, so you can see voltage rise with the voltage source and voltage drops in the resistors. Now let us apply KVL equation for this above loop. Okay. Now here minus to plus. So you follow this path. Okay. Okay. So take this loop. So you traverse in the direction of the current. Okay. This is the current I. Now here, if you see here, minus to plus, voltage rise, Vs. Next, plus to minus. Plus to minus means voltage drop, minus V1. See here, minus V1. Again, if you see this V2, plus to minus, voltage drop, minus V2. Here also you can see voltage drop. Plus to minus means voltage drop, minus V3. So Vs minus V1 minus V2 minus V3 equal to 0. This is the algebraic sum of voltages in a closed loop. So if you take the algebraic sum, you have to consider the sign, positive sign, negative sign. So here, if you see this voltage source, minus to plus, voltage rise. And if you see these resistors, plus to minus, voltage drop. So voltage drop is taken as a negative and voltage rise is taken as positive. So Vs minus V1 minus V2 minus V3 equal to 0. So if you have any doubt in this KVL and KCL, you can ask me. If it is clear, I will go for the problem. In the middle, I will ask the questions. You have to tell the answer. So here, if you see this, once again KCL. So incoming currents are taken as negative sign, outgoing currents are taken with positive sign, leaving so current entering a node take a negative sign. So current leaving the node take positive sign. Is all of you note on this one? Already it is available in the classroom. Next, KVL. If you see this KVL, voltage drop is taken as negative, voltage rise is taken as positive. Drop, you know, if there is a voltage drop, take negative sign. If there is a voltage rise, take positive sign. But here, for this currents, here, entering the node means if the currents are entering the node, take negative sign. Okay, currents leaving the node, take positive sign. This you have to remember. Okay, drop means negative, rise means positive. This you remember. Entering the node means negative sign, leaving the node means positive sign. So this convention is very useful. So next, current division rule, division of current. So here you can see this two resistors R1 and R2 are connected in parallel. You can see the same voltage V appears across R1 and R2. So the voltage across R1 is V, the voltage across R2 is V. What about the current? So current is different. So the total current I gets split into I1 and I2. Okay. Here you can see here, if the resistors are in parallel, voltage across the resistors will be same, currents will be different, right? So if the voltage here, if you take this resistors R1 and R2, so V is the voltage across the resistors R1 and R2. The voltage across resistor R1 is V. See here. The voltage across resistor R2 is V. So the total current I gets split into I1 and I2. Again, At this node, the two currents get added, I1, I2 gets added and form I. So this is a part of the circuit. Now you can see positive and negative sign. Now here, current I1, I am going to express in terms of capital I, total current I. I1 is expressed in terms of total current I. See how it is expressed. See here, this is the equation. So I1 is equal to total current I into R2 by R1 plus R2. See here, what is R2? Here, R2 is the opposite resistance. So here you know that current and resistors are inversely proportional. Current and resistor are inversely proportional. So here if the current is high, if the current is, suppose if a resistor is high, current reduces, right? Inversely proportional. So this I is equal to total current into R2 by R1 plus R2. Similarly, I2, if you see this I2, if you see this I2, so I2 is equal to total current I into R1 by R1 plus R2. So here we are finding the current flowing through this resistor R2, but we have to multiply with R1 by R1 plus R2. See here, if I want I2, total current into R1 by R1 plus R2. So here we have the proof here. This notes is available in the classroom. This notes is available in a Google Drive. Link is available in the class. So the resistors R1 and R2 are in parallel with the voltage source V across it. Okay, applying Ohm's law to both the branches of the circuit, we get I1 is equal to V by R1. So I1 is equal to V by R1. Voltage across resistor R1 is V. So I1 is equal to V by R1. Similarly, I2 is equal to V by R2. Now let us here, what is I? I equal to V by R. What is R? Equivalent resistance. So if R is the equivalent resistance of the parallel circuit, the total current drawn is equal to I equal to V by R. So we have I equal to I1 plus I2. So what is I? V by R, which is equal to V by R1 plus V by R2. So V by R equal to, so we take V common. You are going to get this one. So here, if you cancel V, 1 by R equal to, so here R equal R1, R2 by R1 plus R2. So here, this is the derivation for the equivalent resistance. Equivalent resistance. If R1 and R2 are connected in parallel, the equivalent resistance is given by this one. Now I want the expression for I1 and I2. So for this, you have to take this one. I1 by I1 plus I2 is equal to V by R1 by V by R1 plus V by R2. So I1 by total current I is equal to, so V gets cancelled, you are going to get this one. So finally, you are going to get I1 is equal to total current I into R2 by R1 plus R2. Similarly, I2. So if you know this, we can do the problems. So let us do this problem. So for the circuit shown in figure, calculate the equivalent resistance RAB. So A and B are the two terminals. Okay. So I want the resistance across R and B, equivalent resistance across the terminals A and B. So for this, how to start here? You can see here, these two are in series, right? This and this are in series. So you are going to get like this circuit. Is it visible? See here, this part I replaced with 4 ohms. 4 and 4 are in parallel. Resultant will be 2. Okay. 4 into 4 by 4 plus 4. So 4 into 4 by 4 plus 4. So this will be 2. So this 2 can be replaced with a 2 ohm resistor. So this is equal to 2 ohm resistors. Okay. So 2 and 2 are in series. So 4. Again 4 and 4 are in parallel. 2. 2 plus 2, 4 ohms. So Rab equal to 4 ohms. So any doubt in this Rab equal to 4 ohms, you can ask me. So this is a revision class. You have to interact and you have to listen carefully. Only 2 classes are there. So here, similarly, you can go through this one. So let me do a problem based on this one. So you are going to get one problem based on nodal or mesh analysis. So here, this is very simple problem. So here, all of you concentrate and listen this one. So find VA and VB in the figure. What is VA? Voltage at node A. Where is the node A? Here, this is the node A. Okay, this is the node A. And VB is the voltage at the node B. So find VA and VB in the figure using nodal analysis. So let us do this one. Okay. Now here how to do this one? So here apply KCL at the node. So if there is a node, you have to apply KCL. Nodal analysis means you have to apply KCL. So here, so take the currents. So apply KCL at this node. Assume the currents are leaving the node. So leaving the node means the currents are leaving the node, you have to take positive sign. So here the current is flowing like this. So that means VA minus 10 by 30 is the current flowing through this branch, or this here. The current flowing through this branch is equal to VA minus so here the current flowing through this branch is VA minus 10 by 30. What is the voltage across this resistor? VA minus 10. Here the voltage is VA, here the voltage is 10. So VA minus 10 by 30. So is the current flowing through this 30 ohm resistor or through this branch. So similarly, what is the voltage, what is the current flowing through this 15 ohm resistor, which is equal to VA by 15. Here. So here the current through this branch is VA by 15. In this direction, the current is VA by 15. So VA minus, here this is 0 volts. Okay. So here this is reference, so 0. So this line you can consider as 0 volts. Okay. VA minus 0 or simply VA by 15. So here this is the reference node which is equal to 0 volts. Okay. So here all these are connected. This forms a reference node, right? The voltage source is meeting at this node resistor, and this voltage source is meeting, and this voltage source is also meeting at this node. So here this is a reference node. Sometimes it can be drawn like this also, reference node like this. Okay. So like this also sometimes it will be drawn, reference node. So here entire thing is 0 volts. Now what about the current flowing through this 10 ohm resistor? So current flows from high voltage to low voltage, right? If I assume this is the direction of the current, so you have to write VA minus VB by 10. So let me write here. So here the current is so here the current flowing through this 10 ohm resistor is equal to here this is the 10 ohm resistor which is equal to Vm minus Vb by 10. So Ohm's law, voltage divided by resistance gives the current. So here the current flowing through this 30 ohm resistor is Vm minus yes students. Yes students. You
Yes,
see
sir.
here the current flow. Um, so have you understood this? Here, let me explain once again. So here the current flowing through this 30 ohm resistor is Vm minus 10 by 30. Okay. Here this is VA, this is the direction of the current I have assumed. So VA minus 10 by 30, see here, positive terminal, negative terminal. VA minus 10 by 30, 30 means the value of the resistor. So VA minus 10 by 30 is the current flowing through this 30 ohm resistor, and here you see this current. If you see this current, the current, this current is given VA by 15 or VA minus 15. Here this is the 0 volts. Now here, if you see this current, the current through this 10 ohm resistor is given by VA minus VB by 10. So here this is the direction of the current I have assumed. Okay. So if this is the direction of the current which I have assumed from A to B. So here the current flowing through this 10 ohm resistor is VA minus VB by 10. Now here I would write the KCL equation. So applying KCL at node A, so VA minus 10 by 30 plus VA by 15 plus VA minus VB by 10 is equal to 0. So if you have any doubts in this equation, you can ask me. See here. If you have any doubts in this equation, you can ask me. VA minus 10 by 30. How you got VA minus 10 by 30? So voltage. Here, I am finding the current flowing through this 30 ohm resistor. So what is the voltage across this 30 ohms? VA minus 10 is the voltage across this resistance, divided by value of the resistance gives the current. V by R gives the value of the current. So is it okay? Is it clear, this equation, KCL equation? So all are outgoing currents. I assumed all are outgoing currents. That means the currents are leaving the node. I assumed the currents are leaving the node, and based on that I have written the equations. Okay. So this is the KCL at node A. Similarly, let us write the KCL equation at node B. So here, in this you can see here, directly towards this, right? So here 12 volts. You can directly get the value of VB. If you write the equation also, you are going to get the value of VB. Without without equation also, you can get the value of VB. So here you can see here, B is connected to 12 volts. So voltage at node B will be 12 volts. VB equal to 12 volts. Directly you can write down 12 volts. So no need to apply KCL at node B. So here from the circuit diagram, VB equal to 12 volts. So here, if you solve this equation 1, substitute the value of VB in equation 1, you are going to get VA. So VA, VB, you got like this. So here, this is very important, how to write the KCL equation. Here I want direction as leaving node. Leaving the node. Now I'll find out that V minus 10 by 30 is the current in this VM minus VB 10. So I have to write the KCL. Explanation this one. There you can write V minus by instead of here you directly V minus 10 by 30 plus okay, plus here current is leaving the node. See the current is leaving the node. Okay, V by 15 plus V minus V by 10 is 0. So here this is the KCL equation, the node A. So this simple problem doing KCL. Next is doing problem. Hello.
సార్ అంటే జోలిస్ట్ ఫైల్ ఇస్తాను మీ దగ్గర సైన్డ్ కాపీస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా మీ దగ్గర
ఎస్ మేడం.
సార్ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఫైల్లో
ఎవరినైనా పంపేయండి మేడం, నేను క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను.
మీరు లేడా
లేడు మేడం. ఓకే. So here find I1 and I2 in the figure using mesh analysis. So let us see where is I1. So this is I1, this is I2. So we have to find I1 and I2 using mesh analysis. See here. So mesh analysis means you have to consider two mesh currents. So here Ix, Iy I have considered as mesh currents. Now here, what is I1? I1 is equal to Ix minus Iy. Okay, I1 is equal to Ix minus Iy. See here, this I1 is equal to Ix minus Iy. Iy is in opposite direction, Ix is in same direction of I1. So I1 is equal to Ix minus Iy. Okay. So coming to I2. I2 is equal to Iy. I2 is equal to Iy. Right. So first let us find out Ix and Iy. So for this you have to write the KVL equation for the two loops. So here, see how to write the KVL equation. See here, plus 24. So here to traverse in the direction of the loop. So in this loop we have to write the KVL equation. For this loop you have to write the KVL equation. Now here minus 2 plus. I'm going in the direction of the loop current. Okay. So here from this I have started minus 2 plus voltage rise. So plus 24. Next minus 10 Ix. Here there will be a voltage drop. When the current flows, there will be a voltage drop. Minus Ix. So minus 10 Ix. 10 into Ix. Next. And here, if you see this 40 ohm resistor, in 40 ohm resistor, the current Ix is flowing in this direction. Okay. Iy is flowing in opposite direction. Okay. Iy is flowing in opposite direction. Iy is flowing in this direction. Ix is flowing in this direction. So here minus 40 into Ix minus Iy. So or simply see here minus 40. When a current flows through this 40 ohms, there will be voltage drop. Minus 40 Ix minus Iy. Why minus Iy means Iy is in opposite direction. So minus Iy is equal to 0. So simplify this. We are going to get this equation 1. See here minus to plus 24 voltage rise. Next plus to minus voltage drop minus 10 Ix minus 40 into Ix minus Iy is equal to 0. So here this is the case KVL equation for the loop 1. Similarly, write the KVL equation for the loop 2. So if you have any doubts on this, you can ask me. Is it clear? Say yes or no. Is this KVL equation clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for your response. So next, let us apply KVL for this mesh 2. So see here, this is a, for this loop I have to write the case KVL equation. So let me write here, and afterwards I will. So here I am going to write here. So here, let us start from which resistor you want to start writing the equation, KVL equation. Let us start from 20. Okay, from this 20, let us start. So 20, when a current flows, when a current IY flows through this resistor, there will be voltage drop. Okay, minus 20. Okay, minus 20 into IY. Okay, minus 20 IY minus 30 IY okay, minus 20 IY. Next, minus 40 into IY minus IX. Is it clear? So I started from this resistor minus 20 IY. I started at this resistor and I am traveling in the direction of the loop current. So minus 20 IY minus 30 IY minus 20 IY minus 40 IY minus IX minus IY. So IY and IX are in opposite direction. So IX is opposite to IY, right? Next, after this, write the equation 40 IX. Okay, 40 IX. This is X, right? Okay, 40 IX. Okay, 20, 30, 50, 70 minus 110 IY is equal to 0. Okay. So here 40 IX minus 110 IY is equal to 0. Okay, here plus 40, here minus 40, here minus 110, here plus 110. So after this, if you solve these two, you have two equations and two unknowns, Ix and Iy. If you solve these two equations, you are going to get the Ix and Iy. Now here, what is I1? I1 is you can see in this, see the direction of I1. So Ix and I1 are in same direction. Iy is in opposite direction. So I1 is equal to Ix minus Iy. I1 is equal to Ix minus Iy, which is equal to 0.431 amperes. And if you know I1, then you can find out I2. So I2 directly you can find out. I2 equal to Iy, which is equal to 0.246. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. So writing the how to write the KVL equation. If you know, then you can solve any problem. So next, so for this here you have three loops. Next problem, you have three loops. So I1, I2, I3. You can find the loop currents I1, I2, I3. So here this you can do using matrix method also. See here. So 20. See here. I1, I2, I3. If you solve this matrix, then you are going to get the values of I1, I2, I3. So here, how to solve this one? So first you have to find a delta. So before going to this, how to write this equation? How to write this equation? How you got this equation? So how you got this 20? So let me. See here, how you got this 20 means, take the first loop. So first take the first loop, add all the resistors, values of the resistors, 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, total 20. So write this 20. Okay. Next, for the first loop and the second loop, what is the common resistor values? Common resistors only 5 ohms. This 5 is common to I1 and I2. First loop, and here this is the first loop, this is the second loop, this is the third loop. So what is the common resistor for this loop 1 and loop 2? Only 5 ohms. And see the direction of the current I1 and I2. So here if you see this current I1, it is flowing in this direction, and this I2 is in opposite direction, right? So if the currents are opposite, take negative sign, -5. Next, see the loop first and third. This 5 ohms is in common for these two loops, and see the direction of the current I1 down, I3 up, so opposite direction. So take -5. The same procedure is repeated for second one also. So if you see this second one, second loop, see the current. So first, see the, if you see these diagonal elements, so the diagonal elements are the total resistor in the loop, sum of resistor values in the loop. Okay. Now here, if you see this 2 and 1, what is the common? 5, -5 you take, and this you take the sum of resistors in this loop. So 7 plus 3 plus 5 plus 5, which is equal to 20. So 20. Next, 2 and 3. So what is the common? This 5 ohms is the common. So if this is, and see the currents I2 in this direction, I3 in this opposite direction. So currents are opposite. So -5, you take -5. Next, take the third loop. So what is the common resistor for 1 and 3? This 5, take -5. So -5. So 3 and 2, this 5 ohms is common, so -5. And for this third, loop 3, add all the resistors, 5 plus 5 plus 5, so 15, I1, I2, I3. So actually this is not there in your syllabus. You can simply do the, write the KVL equations, and you can solve those equations. This can be used for verification. This you can do by using calculator. So put the mode in matrix mode and enter these values. You are going to get the values of I1, I2, I3. This is used for verification. Okay. For you, you have to do the KVL equation. So this is Cramer's method. So find delta. Next, delta 1 can be obtained by replacing this first column with this 2, 1, 1, and finding the determinant. You are going to get delta 1. Similarly, delta 2, replace this second column with 2, 1, 1, and find the determinant, that is delta 2. Delta 3, by replacing this third column. Okay. So I1 is equal to delta 1 by delta. You are going to get these values. This Cramer's method they have not mentioned. You can do, okay. You can do this method also. So this is about Kirchhoff laws and the problems based on Kirchhoff laws. So next one is Thevenin's theorem. So sorry, in the syllabus it is mentioned superposition theorem first. First I am going to explain this superposition theorem. Next Thevenin's, next Norton's. So superposition theorem. So superposition theorem states that in any linear network containing two or more sources, the response in any element is equal to the algebraic sum of the responses caused by individual sources acting alone, while the other sources are non-operative. That is, while considering the effect of individual sources, the other ideal voltage sources and current sources in the network are replaced by short circuit and open circuit across the terminals respectively. So non-operative, how you are going to make the other sources as non-operative means you have to replace the other sources with their internal resistances. That is, other sources are replaced with their internal resistances. So how you are going to make the sources as non-operative means the other sources are replaced with their internal resistances. So internal resistance for a voltage source is here. Internal resistance for ideal voltage source is 0. That is short circuit. That is 0 ohms. Short circuit means 0 ohms. And ideal current source is open circuit. That is infinity. Open circuit means infinity resistance. So current will be 0 when the circuit is open, right? In this way also you can remember. So for a voltage source, if you take the voltage source, if the resistance is 0, voltage is equal to 0, right? V equal to IR. Resistance equal to 0 means voltage is equal to 0. And current source means if the circuit is open, then current will be 0. So here once again, superposition theorem states that in any linear network containing two or more sources, the response in any element is equal to the algebraic sum of the responses caused by the individual sources acting alone, while the other sources are not operative. So in order to make the other sources as a non-operative, they are replaced with their internal resistance. The internal resistance for a voltage source is 0 and internal resistance for current source is infinity. That is open. So let us do problems based on this. So using superposition theorem, find the current flowing through 3 ohm resistor. So this is the 3 ohm resistor. We have to find the current flowing through this 3 ohm resistor using superposition theorem. So first, let us consider only the voltage source 20 volts. If you consider the voltage source 20, we have to replace the other sources with their internal resistance. So here the internal resistance for 5 ohms is infinity, so that is open. So current source is replaced by open circuit. So here, okay, open. This is also, you can draw like this, or you can simply draw like this. Now if you consider only the voltage source 20 volts, then this is the circuit. We are finding the response due to this voltage source by replacing this other energy sources with their internal resistance. So internal resistance for current source is infinity. So this is the diagram. Now here I am considering I1 as the current flowing through this 3 ohms. Okay. Instead of I have taken I1. So I1 is equal to 20 by 8. How you got this 8? 5 plus 3, 8. So current will be flowing only through this 3 ohms. Current will not flow through this 10 ohms because there is no path for the current to flow in this 10 ohms. Okay, no current will be flowing through this 10 ohms. So here current will be flowing only through this 5 ohms and the 3 ohms. So 5 and 3 will be in the series. Okay, if the current flows like this, 5 and 3 comes into series. So 20 by 8, 2.5 amperes. Now here, now consider only the current source. Okay, if you consider only the current source, the voltage source must be replaced with short circuit. Now the current flowing through this 3 ohms take as I2. Okay. Now apply current division rule. So current flowing through this I2 is equal to total current. Here the current will be 5 amperes. So right. Here the current flowing will be 5 amperes. So this current 5 amperes gets splitted into two paths. So I want the current flowing through these 3 ohms. So here total current 5 into opposite resistance 5 by 5 plus a 3, that is 8. 5 into 5 by 8. We are going to get I2. Now here, according to superposition theorem, so the I is equal to I1 plus I2. 2.5 plus this current, you are going to get this current. So any doubt in this superposition theorem? You can ask me. So next, this is just verification, not required. So the remaining problems you can see. Okay. So this is also a problem based on superposition theorem. So first let us consider 16 volts. Okay, if you consider 16 volts, other sources, 4 amperes current source and 12 volts voltage source are replaced by their internal resistance. So current source open, okay, current source is replaced by open circuit, voltage source short circuit. So find the current. So let us take the current will be I dash. You can put I1 or I dash. Next, consider the current source 4 amperes. So 4 amperes current source I have considered. Now the current is I double dash. You find the current I double dash. Okay. Next, consider only the voltage source 12 volts. Now the current is I triple dash. So other sources are replaced by their internal resistance. If you have a current source, replace with open circuit. If you have a voltage source, replace with short circuit. Okay. Now I triple dash I got. Now as per superposition theorem, I equal to I dash plus I double dash plus I triple dash. You can take I dash, I double dash or I triple dash or I1, I2, I3. Whichever is convenient you can follow. So like this you can do the problems on superposition theorem. So Thevenin's theorem. Coming to Thevenin's theorem. So all of you go through the statement. Voice is not audible. Yes, students, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In the middle of class. Next.
Okay, 12:10. Now the time is 12:10. ఈరోజు చెప్పింది ఏమైనా యూజ్ అయిందా? So this I will explain in the next class. So in the next class, ask me the doubts. So go through the try to do the problems in the question bank. If you have any doubts, I will explain. I will try to find the answers for that. So let me take the attendance now.